Hey guys, J0, how you doing? I hope all is well in YouTube land. Whatever part of the world that you are in. Okay, today we're going to make cheesecake. I'm making this as a support video for Wayne's Homestead. He's having a giveaway, and I realize it ends in a couple of days. But Wayne has got a really good up-and-coming channel. He's starting his homestead from just starting it from scratch. So I will leave a link to Wayne's Homestead's channel in the description box. He's a good friend of mine. Please go check him out and subscribe. And we're making a cheesecake. Now, I have made a cheesecake video in the past, but we have learned we can do it a little bit differently because not everybody has one of those spring-form pans that we use in previous videos. So we're going to use a regular pie plate, pie pan to make it today, and we're going to show you how we do it. Secondly, or thirdly, whatever it is that we're on, something anyway, you're going to hear chickies in the background because we are hatching out chicks. We're in the springtime, and our brooder box is right over here, and there's little chickies running around in there, so they're going to be letting it known that they are there. Third and tertiary, yeah, third and dairy, or D, whatever it is that we're on. I will leave a link. I get a lot of comments about my Dutyologist of Grubology apron. You can get those from Sulphur City Designs along with one of my cookbooks. I will leave a link to those in the description box. And enough of that. So let's get into some cheesecake. Oh man, that's a happy fat guy. Okay, the very first thing that I do is I get a 13 by 9 baking pan, and I set my pie plate inside of it like this. And then I fill it up with water to where the water is about halfway up of your pie plate. And then once you get that done, of course, like not doing it like I do, spilling the water everywhere. Now I'm going to preheat my oven to 325 degrees. And I'm going to preheat the water along with the oven. You want to do it carefully so you don't make a big mess like I always do. I'm going to put that in the center of the oven so that we can preheat the water as well as the oven. Now we're going to take our pie plate here. Make sure I didn't spill any water in it. I'm going to put on some gloves. My personal opinion, with my lifestyle, always being in and out, outside doing stuff, I always wear gloves and I always wear an apron just in case I have anything that is on my hands or my clothing. I don't want to get it into the food that we're preparing. So what I have here is 1 stick of melted butter. I got some cinnamon, to which I'm going to add about a teaspoon-ish, somewhere around in there. Maybe a little bit more. I like the cinnamon flavor. We're going to mix the cinnamon in with the butter, just for a good measure. This is making our crust. And once I have the cinnamon and the sugar thoroughly mixed together, I have 2 cups of graham cracker crumbs. Just buy some regular graham crackers. It takes about a pack and a half. Then we crush those up, grind them up, use a food processor, whatever it is that you are into to make crumbs. And we're going to moisten all of the crumbs with the butter cinnamon mixture. We're using a super fancy mixing tool called a fork. And that butter will be enough to moisten all of these graham cracker crumbs. Oh, and you want to make sure you fling a bunch over. You know, you're not doing it right if you don't make a big mess. You're doing it wrong. All right. Now we have ours moistened. Now we're going to take our pie plate again, and we're going to put our crust mixture into our pie plate or pie pan, or whatever it is that you crazy kids call it out there. And we're going to just take our fingertips, work it down into there, trying to get it as even as we can. This is going to be the crust of the cheesecake. Working it all the way around like this, up the sides. We're not really packing it down yet. We're just getting it into the position that we want as far as a form goes. And then once you have it up the sides, then you can just take your fingers and press against the sides to press out your crust to make it delicious and firm and ready for your cheesecake filling, which is what we're going to do now. Over here we have 2 8-ounce blocks of cream cheese. We're going to put them into our mixer. You don't need a stand mixer for this. We use one because we have one. We got a good deal. We found it on eBay as a refurbished model, and we snagged it a couple of years back, and it really makes life in the kitchen a lot easier sometimes. So we're going to put both of these packs of cream cheese into our mixer, and we are going to mix these for a couple of minutes and just let them smooth out. We're going to cream it so they can be smooth and easily workable. So now we're going to lift our bowl up, and on low we'll start. And then after 30 seconds or so, we're going to bump it up to the second level and a little bit, low, medium speed to let it cream really, really good. And once we have it super creamy, then we'll get back with you and show you the next step. Alrighty, we got our cream cheese nice and creamy. Like I said, we've let it beat for about a minute or so, and you're going to have to stop and scrape your sides down every once in a while to get it all in there where you can work it. So now the next step that we're going to do is we're going to add our eggs. Let me go over the ingredients list real quick. We have 2 8-ounce packages of cream cheese. We have 1 pint or 8 ounces of sour cream, 16 ounces, I'm sorry, 16 ounces of sour cream. We have 1 cup of granulated sugar, 3 eggs, and some vanilla extract that we're going to put in lastly. So, well, like I said, now we're at the step where we've got our cream cheese creamed, and we're going to add our eggs in one at a time while it's mixing on slow heat, on slow speed here. Add them in one at a time. The way you add things in and the amount of mixing that you do makes a difference. You want a nice creamy filling. You don't want lumps. Lumps is not delicious cheesecake make. So we're adding these in one at a time. We're going to let them mix in thoroughly. And once this one's mixed thoroughly, we'll add our second egg. And we will repeat that with the third egg. So we're going to add them in and let them mix thoroughly, one at a time like this. So once we get our eggs in there, then we'll show you the next step. But remember to add them slowly and one at a time. And take your time with this, and you will make a delicious, smooth, creamy cheesecake. Okay, now we have our eggs and our cream cheese mixed. You see there's still a couple of lumps in there. That's okay. We're going to still add our sour cream and our sugar, and it will all get broken down as we do it. So now we're going to put the mixer on mix, and we're going to add our 1 cup of sugar in slowly. And let it also get mixed in thoroughly. Let it mix in real good and thorough. And if you need to stop and scrape your bowl every once in a while, please stop and scrape your bowl and make sure that you don't have any excess lumps in there. Now that the sugar is mixed in, we are going to start adding in our 1 pint of sour cream. This would also be the time if you wanted to add a little bit of lemon zest or a little bit of orange zest, something like that, to give it a little bit of a citrusy flavor. This would be the time to do that. I don't. I like just regular plain cheesecake with some pie filling on top of it. Let our sour cream mix in. You see how it is starting to cream out and it's starting to get less lumpy as you mix it. And the extra ingredients, that's what they do. They help smooth it all out. And there still may be an occasional little bitty lump in there of cheese, and that's okay. It's okay. You want to get it as creamy as possible, but you don't want to beat it to the point to where you're beating your eggs and they fluff up and it just turns into what. So you don't want to do that. Take your time and go slow. This just takes time. This is an easy recipe. It just takes time to do it and a few basic simple ingredients. All right, now we've got it mixed up good. We're going to add just maybe a half a teaspoon or so of vanilla. Let that mix in. And there we have it. So now let me get all this stuff down and cleaned up, and we'll go put it into our pie crust. All right, so now we're going to transfer this into our pie crust in our pie plate. Man, 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 it looks good. And it's going to fill it up almost completely full, but it's not going to overflow. About right there is where I'm going to stop it. We're going to just let it set, give it a jiggle, make sure that it all gets worked in. And now we are going to carefully put it into our 13 by 9 inch baking sheet. You want to be very careful, you don't want to burn yourself. Just like that. Now we let it bake for 45 minutes at 325. It's going to be in the oven for about an hour and a half, but we're only going to let it bake with the heat on for 45 minutes. So we'll see you in 45 minutes and we'll go to the next step. Oh yeah. Okay guys, it's been 45 minutes at 325. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to turn our oven off and walk away for 30 minutes. We're going to just walk away and leave it in here for 30 more minutes, and then we'll see you guys through the magic of video in about a second. Okay y'all, it's been sitting now for an additional 30 minutes. Now we're going to, everything is still hot, so we're just going to lift it out carefully. And remember, it's in the water, so we're going to set it onto a towel. And yes, it's still a little bit jiggly, but that's what we want. We want it a little bit jiggly still, because when it sets up, it's going to be nice and creamy. Now we're going to let it set on the counter and cool for at least 30 minutes. So in 30 minutes, then we're going to put this into the refrigerator. So we will see you guys in 30 minutes. Okay guys, so this has been sitting about 30 minutes. It's cool to the touch. So now we're going to put it into the refrigerator for 4 hours. 4 hours at least. Leave it in there and leave it alone. I know I can't hardly stand it. I'm going to get in there in 4 hours. So we'll do a taste test when we pull it out at supper time. And can't wait. So go out in the yard and do something, keep yourself busy. We'll see you guys in a bit. Okay guys, we've been in the refrigerator for about 5 hours. We finished up with our supper, and you can see that it's no longer jiggly. It has set up. So now we're going to just cut us a slice out of it here, so we can give it the old poison test before we let the kids have a piece of it. Now, a lot of folks will put toppings on this. We put whatever kind of topping you like. Some folks put chocolate syrup. Some folks put, you know, any kind of pie filling that you have laying around. My personal favorite is the blueberry pie filling that my sister Gloria makes. Hint, hint, hint. But I'm just saying. So, now we take out our piece of wonderful cheesecake here. And make sure that it is not poisoned. Man, look how good that looks. Looks nice and gooey and set up nice. Oh man, that is good. It's simple ingredients. If I can do this, you guys can totally do it. Especially if you love cheesecake, this is a very good cheesecake. We never buy cheesecake again from the store. We always buy this cheesecake, or we always make our own cheesecake rather than buy a cheesecake, I should say. Look, it's so good, it's got me all blue. So, there you have it. Make it yourself, make it your own. Hope this helps. Go check out Wayne's channel. You guys have a great day. Thanks for watching. God bless. The end. Buzz, buzz. The end.